Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's still early, and it's time to get out, to be impatient. Life is not a highway. It is a road made of intersections, twists and turns, created by nobody else but you. Don't settle. Go. Ride. Find your own path. Is your engine running? Good. Embrace headwind. Feel how it can change direction, just like you can. And here's a promise. Wherever you're going, it won't be boring.
From this hour forth, leave home behind, let the work remain undone. Don't be held back. The world is before you, waiting. Forth. Whatever the roads have in store, it'll be marvelous. The unknown, it's waiting, awaiting you. Can you hear it calling? Go, ride, feel the goodness that is out there. It pervades the open air, waiting at every crossroad, around every bend. It flows towards you, onto you, till you are rightly charged. Larger, better than you thought. Your roads are everywhere, in the east and in the west, in the north and the south. Long, majestic, inviting. Ride forth. There are divine things waiting. I swear to you, more beautiful than words can tell. Towards what seems to be endless, with insatiable curiosity and undeniable joy. Always going forward, never looking back. The road, it knows your way.
I mean, it's like, what you're trying to shoot here is pretty much how I try to live my life. I love what I do. But, when things start falling into that sort of structured, every day is the same kind of thing, I just get really bored.
Closer to each other, Joe. What made me fall in love with bikes was the feeling of freedom. The whole space around me is mine. You feel like the world is yours. It keeps you alive. And I don't want to live my life like any other person.
just got this one life that but it's a journey, man. And we're all just trying to get through it and make sure it's not boring and it's not wasted as well.
I want life to be an adventure. If you look in your backyard, there's so much to do right there. You know, I've discovered places where I would never have gone.
It's very important to have experiences that make you who you are.
You've just got this one life, but it's a journey, man. And we're all just trying to get through it and make sure it's not boring and it's not wasted as well. There's a certain sensation about riding a motorcycle that I find quite synergist with a lot of other things that I do. I'm away every weekend in a different part in South Africa, meeting new people, like experiencing new places and new sounds. It's almost as though when I'm on a bike or even on a surfboard, like I see the lines in front of me and one thing links into the next. It's just me and whatever's around me. That sensation it's awesome. I love that journey. That is part of my life, you know. You get to do what you love and you get to be what you want to be.
We often stuck in our daily routines. You know, jobs, social media, or simply our habits makes us forget what it's really about. It's easy these days with all the comfort and technology to get everywhere and everything that we want. But the question is, do we really take this chance? You know, seek adventures in the daily life. Grab the moment and see what you have around you. You don't need to travel to the end of the world to understand the meaning of adventure. There's so much to do right there in front of your house. Riding a bike to me means to be true to myself. I feel like I'm really living my life when I ride a bike.
For me, I've been riding on bikes since the day I came into this world, so my parents ride, my grandparents ride, my uncles, aunts, cousins, the entire clan. People have cars because you need a car to get places. You don't need a bike. People have bikes because they love bikes. So you always have this connection. Carving through the traffic, it feels like you're in a jungle, and instead of trees you just have cars and buses. Once you get to that level where it becomes your whole life, it doesn't really matter so much what the sport is. Your mindset's very similar. And you can smell the burning wheels on the pavement. You can hear the noises. have that fear, and then when you get out the other side of the fear, it's the best experience in the world.
Welcome everyone here to the BMW Motorrad GS Trophy Qualifier 2017.
พร้อมไหมครับ โอเคเตรียมตัว
วันนี้นะฮะต้องขอต้อนรับทุกท่านนะครับเข้าสู่การผจญภัยครั้งใหม่
to Tunisia, South Africa, Patagonia, Canada, and Thailand, the BMW Motorrad International GS Trophy 2018 will take place in Mongolia at the birthplace of Genghis Khan. To create the most spectacular and challenging international GS trophy, BMW Motorrad is scouting in a breathtaking country located between Russia and China. But it's not only about riding, it's about experiencing this country with all its mythical beauty, the history, the culture, and the people. Awaiting the best GS riders worldwide, BMW Motorrad will set up a mind-blowing route demanding the highest riding skills and boundless team spirit. Get ready for the ultimate off-road adventure event and check out gstrophy.com.
The GS. To us, it's not just a motorcycle. It is more. We ride a GS to seek the unknown and stay curious. We know adventure is just around the corner, and no road is not a problem. It's an invitation to go beyond, to go further, and to come back changed. Rain, mud, dust and heat, we embrace any element and any obstacle. This is how we thrive. Every trip is an opportunity to make new experiences, to see places we have never been, to meet our old mates and the friends we haven't met yet. We share miles and the same energy. We help each other out with our hands, a spare part, or with a story. We ride a GS, so we never ride alone. To us, the GS is more than a motorcycle. It's an attitude. We're hungry for what's coming, and we'll keep exploring, always. That's the spirit of GS.
Daisuke was amazing. I've been a fan of him for some time. It was just so funny then that, 2 years later, I've been able to kind of follow his work and his racing and get to meet him face to face. A lot of people, I think, assume that you race because you just want to go fast. I think when you're actually in it, it's more about the passion for the sport and the community. We all do it because you connect to all these people on this other level because you share this passion of racing and the appreciation for the bikes and the gear and the aesthetic, the whole thing. Getting to speak with Daisuke about Japanese racing culture as it stands right now. He has had the Curry Speed Club for over 10 years at this point and has been building the race bikes for longer than that, for 20. I think that's probably how we all connect. It's just that shared love of the game.
Sport automobile, on va se bousculer sur les pistes d'Afrique. Le Paris-Dakar va quitter la capitale le 1er janvier. De nombreux équipages régionaux seront au départ avec une belle soif d'aventure.
C'est l'épreuve la plus longue du monde, plus de 10 000 km, la plus insolite en traversant des contrées retirées, en réunissant aussi à la fois des autos, des motos et des camions.
Tout au loin, Hubert Auriol et sa BMW. La moto numéro 100 fonce vers la victoire.
I found out I was going to get to come to Paris and meet with Hubert Auriol. I was so excited. I knew him as the legend of the Dakar. You know, this was a guy who started it right when the whole thing kicked off and won a couple times on a BMW, which I have that same BMW that he originally rode. So I guess I knew a bit more about him than probably the normal American girl. I pulled into the loft and he right away was so welcoming and there was so much of his old gear around that you instantly just went into storytelling mode, and I just feel like we connected right away and it was comfortable immediately. Can I put it on?
Of course. Wow.
Oh, I might have to take this one home.
I got a real emotion when I saw the R90 Urban GS for the first time because it reminded me so much things, you know, a white BMW with those motorsport colors. That meant a lot of things for me because that was exactly what I've been experiencing 30 years ago when I've been racing, you know. Coming back to the heritage, to the spirit of the beginning, that's really great.
It's probably one of the cooler things to have Hubert as a guide here in Dakar. On one hand, you're seeing Dakar and you're taking in this whole new continent for me for the first time, but then you're also hearing all these incredible stories from years worth of experiences piled up in Hubert's life. It was incredible. We happened upon the, Independence Plaza. I hadn't realized that they did the final podium and finale at this plaza.
The first year when we arrived in Dakar, the prize giving was the Place de l'Indépendance, which is the main place in Dakar. And we were so proud because it was crowded, absolutely crowded. It took maybe 3 or 4 hours to get there and to get out of it. That's also part of the story, you know.
We stopped and chatted for a bit. Of course, everyone sees the motorcycle and is asking, Paris-Dakar? They connected, I think, to that rally. So many people have that history with it. Pink Lake for me has been the most magical of the trip. There was just this immediate calmness around that area. When we first rode through, just seeing all the small huts and the people there and they're tending to their gardens and everything, it was just such a different scene than we're seeing in Dakar. So many less people, and they seem to be really just passionate about that connection to nature. They're right there on the lake, they're right there by the sea. It was incredible. Being on the beach where they finished was so cool for me. I mean, I feel like I had goosebumps just that whole time because we're rallying over these dunes in this big truck and Hubert's just beaming. He's so excited to tell me. You can hear like the adrenaline in his voice even. For him just to be on the sand going, right there, it was right, I got the BMW flag, I ran down the beach, you know, it's just unreal to hear the stories and to be there with him.
In 1981, when I won the race the first time, somebody stopped me slightly before the finish, you know, and gave me a flag. I finished the race waving my BMW flag. I was proud to win the race, and it was so crowded, you know, for me. It was the first time I experienced that, having everybody cheering you. Hello, congratulations, oh, yeah, he's the winner, he's the winner. I mean, that's something you cannot forget, you know.
We did have a fun camp out and we had a great conversation. You know, hearing his stories about camping through the rally was pretty gnarly. We had a handful of local guys there with us and it was so neat to get to interact with them. And there's, you know, some language barrier there, but once they realized that Hubert was part of the Paris-Dakar, they were just wide-eyed and I think a little starstruck. One of them was saying, you know, from when he was little, he would go and he remembered watching the race finish, which, judging by his age, it was probably right around the time Hubert was winning. So that was pretty cool.
For me, it's a really nice moment to share all those adventures I've been spending in Dakar. Joy is looking at that with new eyes, you know, so it's nice to tell her the story. And all those moments, all those places are so full of emotion. So even 30 years later, it's the same. I think if I have to go back, what was the strongest for me is when I understood that I was going to win the first time. I was on my bike, on the road, going to Dakar, so we had still 200 km to go. But I knew at this moment that it was done, my life had changed, that I was going to win. And this moment was so strong, I will never forget it.
I can see that for Hubert, it's less about the accomplishments and it's less about finishing the race and being a star and all the ladies love him. It's that moment, you know, you bookmark these moments throughout your life that move you. And it's probably what continues to drive us is you're constantly looking for those moments. I want to say that the legacy Hubert leaves behind is one of living an adventurous life, being spontaneous, finding what moves you and driving towards that. And I think it can be even outside of motorsports, whether you're on 2 wheels or 4 or not involved in it at all. It's just about being driven by emotion.
I think since the very beginning, what's the most exciting for me of riding a motorcycle is freedom. As soon as you get on a bike, you feel freedom.
Riding a bike, you know, you're so exposed to the elements. You're on your own in a lot of ways. You're experiencing things in your own mind and, you know, for your own self. But gosh, you see so much more. And I think people are drawn to bikes because they elicit some kind of an emotion. For me, a big part of the bikes is the history that comes with them. For example, having these Dakar bikes and being able to tie that to Hubert and learn more about it. I guess for me then, being able to meet him, it kind of ties the whole thing up with the boat.
We have been working on this project for so long. We have put in, our souls and our lives into this. And this is also why this day is so special for us, because this is the first day when we can show this bike to someone from the outside. We have chosen very renowned customizers. We're super curious about finding out what their first reaction is.
It seems.
We have something to show these guys, right?
Yeah. We came in for
That's
a
what we
reason.
came for.
Okay. Exactly. Yeah, really?
So surprise us.
Yeah, please. Actually, yeah. Nasty. Holy
Finally.
shit. Holy shit. Oh la la. Can we touch? It's a blessing to see the bike.
She's a whole concept.
You cannot convert it. Spaces?
You made a little bracket.
Yeah, but the rules are cutting the plastic to minimum.
And put some true material into the bike.
And what I really want to show you is how easy it is to change. Yeah. And you have just a couple of screws, then you can get rid of this whole part.
You put the other one.
Subframe.
Just gotta
snap
that right there.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Yeah,
It's like magic. Like a bunch of dudes.
The good thing is it only takes 4 guys to do this.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing.
You don't need any tools.
Yeah, or not. Yeah.
Professional customizer at work right there. Bam.
Yeah,
Bam.
And that's it, my friend.
That's
yeah.
Right?
You just put them here.
It's simple. That's the beauty of it.
A motorcycle is beyond transportation. It's something else because it connects you with life.
It's a soul ship. A bike is a soul ship. It's a relief. It's getting out of time. Time has no more power upon you.
So David, you want to try? Yeah. You ready?
Okay.
Finally.
Biking, riding, it's freedom, it's energy, it's expression, it's fear, it's controlling that fear, it's adrenaline, and you're gonna experience all these things throughout just one day of being on a motorcycle.
We humans tend to
put all our lives into boxes, no? And the older you get, the more boxes you have, but these boxes tend to get smaller. And motorcycles just actually get you out of that box because you are exposed, you are connected.
Roll and then roll it.
Yeah. No, I won't tell, but
I've already got a picture. If I had the chance to have a bike, I've got a picture.
You too?
Yeah, I've got a picture.
Would you like to have a bike?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I would get it very low. Very low.
I saw you when you looked at the bike. I saw your gears just grinding.
Exactly. Bring one to Paris. Give us a little bit of time, and we will work our magic. now we can't help thinking about it.
Hi, I'm Joanna Benz.
And I'm Ian Hutchinson. We're excited to present to you these two new highlights from BMW Motorrad. The ultimate sports bike, the S1000RR, and also the naked sister, the S1000R.
Both models set benchmark in their segment.
The RR is the epitome of a superbike. I love to ride this bike. The performance and the handling is perfect.
The S1000R is a real powerhouse reduced to the essentials. Maximum performance with 165 horsepower. There's no doubt that the R has the same DNA as the RR.
You can instantly feel the power of this bike, whilst BMW have kept the same performance and fulfilled the new EU4 regulations. It is made to go on a racetrack, but it is also an unbelievable bike to ride in an urban environment.
The story of the S1000R continues with its high-performance four-cylinder inline engine that's derived from the RR.
That's true. The engine on the RR still has 199 horsepower.
The look of the new S1000R is now even more aggressive with its tail-up, nose-down design, the HP titanium exhaust, and the typical sporty rear from the RR. The reduced side panels underline its naked look. The bike is extremely versatile. The riding modes rain and road come with ABS and ASC as standard. On top, there are two packages available for individual needs. The package Dynamic contains DDC, LED indicators, and the engine spoiler. The package Sport brings Shift Assistant Pro, ABS Pro, DTC, Pit Lane Limiter, Launch Control, and Riding Modes Pro, the Dynamic and the customizable Dynamic Pro.
The appearance of the RR is light, clear, and dynamic at first sight. The design is razor sharp, and the volume of the contours are perfectly balanced. For every path and every rider, the S1000 RR comes with 3 modes: Rain, Sport, and Race. ABS and DTC also come as standard, with ABS Pro also available in Riding Mode Pro. New are also the colours: Metallic Granite Grey with Metallic Black Storm, Racing Red with Light White, and also the BMW Motorsport colours, which come standard with the red stripe wheels.
The S1000R comes in 3 schemes: the Racing Red, Black Storm Metallic combination, Catalana Grey, and the Motorsports colours.
The RR and the BMW S1000R combine not only their genes, but also the message, conquer the road and the racetrack.